Hey guys, Johnny Ferreira here, and I'm super excited to bring you this song. I get a lot of requests from many of you to, include more easy songs to play and read, because I know a lot of you guys are here to learn how to play the sax, and if you've been following some of my lessons and courses, in particular the How to Play the Saxophone, a Complete Beginner's Guide, there's a section in there that does get you introduced to the basics of reading music. So it starts off with the simplest nursery rhymes to get you going, and this song In My Room is practically as easy to play as those very first basic nursery rhymes that we all start off reading. So there is one thing in this music that's maybe not recognizable to some of you, and that's triplets. If you have played a triplet, maybe it was an eighth note triplet or a quarter note triplet, the triplets in this song are actually, it's what's called a half note triplet. So it could be one that even if you are used to triplets, you're not really familiar with. So we're going to get into that. First of all, this is in the key of B flat major. If you have the tenor chart like I do, and I know most of you do, so B flat major, our tenor chart will be in C major, which is great for us. C is an easy key to play in. The alto will be in G major. You figure that out by looking at the B flat, or just going to the B flat note, B flat, right? Count down three half steps. So when you're on B flat, the first one down is A, and then A flat, and then G. Anytime a concert note is given to you, or a key, you just look at that key and count three semi steps down, and that's your key for your alto. Tenor, it's one whole tone above, so two half steps above. So we're in B flat concert, B flat, look at it, B natural, C, two semitones, or is equal to one whole tone. That's the key for tenors. Every saxophone player should know that, and I have a full article explaining this further on the blog on the website. We're in C here on the tenor chart. The first 1, 2, 3 bars, it says guitar intro. The first 2 bars are in 4/4 time. The third bar goes to 2/4 time to take care of that bass riff intro into the melody. So, one, boom, 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 boom. Now, with this song, we got to talk about the feel, the groove. In music, the most common time is 4/4 time. Anything in 4/4 time or 2/4 time, 3/4 time, we call it simple time or common time, because when you're counting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it's divisible by 2, right? Because between each quarter there is an eighth. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, right? Now in compound time, we're 1, 2, 3, 4. Listen to the drum groove. We should be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, but there's that triplet thing going on. 1, 2, E, just like the hi-hat on the drums is doing, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's why most transcriptions of this song will be in 6/8 or probably 12/8 time. I chose to do it in 4/4 time because number one, I don't like to read in compound time too much, and for beginners, this might be a little more confusing as well, and not as simple, especially at the beginning of your reading stages. To be in, it makes it simpler to read in 4/4 time. So that's what we're doing here. Thing about being in 4/4 time, playing a compound groove like that, is that we're going to run into triplets most definitely. So, but once you get the hang of the triplets and how to play them, then you're off to the races, right? Have a close look at this chart. On bar 4, you've got nothing but pure and simple quarter notes. That's why this song is so great for you beginners to be playing right now and working on. It's a beautiful, beautiful ballad, beautiful song, and it's so super, super easy to play. 1, 2, 3, 4, dun, 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 dun. So nothing but simple quarter notes up to that fourth bar, and then it lands on a half note. What happens on that 1, 2, 3, fourth bar after that half note is you see a triplet sign, right? It's got 3 notes that make up a triplet, but that triplet is played over 2 beats because you got the half note that it lands on, which is 2 beats, and then you got another 2 beats to make up the 3/4 count in that bar. And you've got 1, 2, 3 notes that you have to play as a triplet. That means we're playing a half note triplet. Now this can be confusing, especially if you don't even know what a triplet is. So let's just back off 1 second here and go back to the intro. Going to look at the 8th note triplet, a very common one. In this song, we're going to look at the intro because that makes up what the guitar is doing in the intro there. By the way, when it's another instrument's part, I usually put in the small notes. So if you want to play along with that other instrument, that's perfectly fine. And in this chart, you can read the small notes. That's the guitar, what the guitar is doing, and you can play along with that. But whether you play along with it or not, it's important to understand how you play those triplets, because in a minute we're going to look at the ones you are going to play, and that's the half note triplets. They might be a little more confusing, but we're going to get to them in a minute. But let's look at this. Let's look at this 8th note triplet. So the intro, you see the first group, there's the first one is missing. Then the second beat, 1, 2, 3, dot, dot, dot. So exact same count and rhythm that we did a little while ago with the hi-hat, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, dot, 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 dot. So the way you count that triplet is you're playing 3 notes over 1 beat. Bop, bop, bop. Right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Every time there's a quarter beat, you're actually playing or singing 3 notes, and that's what a triplet is. 3 over 1. In this case, 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. When you're playing the figure that has a rest and then 2 8th notes within the triplet, then you're going bop, bop, rest 2, 3, rest 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, rest 2, 3. You're still keeping the same rhythm. That could be a little tricky just to incorporate that rest, but that's how you do it. So think 1, 2, 3. Now let's get to that half note triplet. Just as the 8th note triplet, we had to play three 3/1, 3 beats over a 1/4 count. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3/1. Well, for the half note triplet, we're playing 3/2. Compound time, remember? So 3/2. Here's our count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm playing a full bar of triplets. 3/2 or 6/4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the 6 notes over the 4 measure count, the 4/1 measure count. Okay, so that's the basic idea. Now, what we're actually doing on this music is we're playing in my room, one in my, so that's only the second half of the bar. So that's three notes over those 2 beats, the 3 and 4 count. 1, 2, in my room, 1, 2, rest, dun, dun, dun. Now, hopefully that rest won't make it more complicated for you. If it does, we may look at another little way around it later if I remember. But for now, let's just get that count, solidify that count. 1, 2, in my room. 1, 2, 3, da, da, da. If the quarter note rest within that triplet figure makes it harder for you or is confusing you, let's just add an actual note to it for now, so you can get through it. We'll put I'm in my room, I'm in my 1, 2, 3 room, I'm in my room. Once you get that, just start omitting the I'm in my room, because that note is not in there. We're just putting it in there to make this go a little bit easier if it is actually confusing you. Once you get comfortable with that triplet figure, you're on your way, because the rest of the song is super simple. It does go up to that high D on the tenor chart, and then I actually ended the song where it goes A, G, the last 2 notes there. I did it up an octave, which gets it into the altissimo register, which if you're a beginner, obviously you're not going to be doing that quite yet. You will be soon. Stick in there, hang in there with the courses. But I put that 8 as a line with an 8 beside it, and that means I played it an octave higher than what's actually written. But you can just ignore that line with the 8 and just play it as written. The last 2 notes, you're just playing the regular high A to G. Now, I also get some people asking me in private emails about those symbols, those letters above the notes. On the intro, there's a C and then an A with a M, small letter M. That's an A minor, followed by a D with a small m. That's a D minor, followed by a G. That's a G major chord. So those are just chords that, as a beginner reading this chart, you can ignore. We use them later on for improvisation. They could also be useful for you at this point in case you have a friend or a family member or somebody who's going to be playing piano along with you or accompanying you on their guitar. They now have the proper chords to accompany you. Mind you, they'll have to transpose those chords accordingly to make it sound right. Again, if they're reading off the B flat tenor chart, those chords they play need to come down one whole tone. In other words, that C will have to be a B flat, that A minor will be their G minor, and so on. Enjoy the song. It presents a couple of challenges, but once you get that triplet thing happening in your head, this song will be super easy to play, and a good one too. Enjoy.